April is STD Awareness Month, and if you're like me before this vlog, you're probably thinking, what else is there to know? Well, here are 5 facts that might surprise you. Number 1, oral sex needs to be protected too.
Just based off of what I've encountered with my clients, I always ask them, well, there's a question on our intake that says, well, how many times have you not used a condom for vaginal or anal sex, right? And personally, I use condoms all the time. And I'm like, well, what about oral sex? It's always like, what? What do you mean? Or, it's like a complete dissociation between oral sex. Like, it's, some people may consider it just as foreplay, like it's not a sexual act. And I have to tell them, yeah, you can definitely get gonorrhea in the throat.
Number 2, there's a drug that helps prevent HIV.
They have a pill called Truvada that they're using now as a pre-prevention method, which would mean that you take the pill when you know that you're in high risk situations with a possible HIV positive person to avoid getting HIV.
Now, we'll give an example of a high-risk situation.
High-risk situation would be a woman who is a spouse of someone incarcerated and just got out. Because the rate of HIV in jail is, high. People go in negative, come out positive for whatever reason. And then they go and sleep with their wives or their girlfriends who've been holding them down, because they're ride or die.
Number 3, condoms aren't just for guys.
I like to impact my clients with the female 2 condom, the female condom, FT2. And that's something that most people don't even know about. They see it, like, oh, that is. And there are so many pros to the condom. You can put it in up to 8 hours. Some people don't even know that. So it's like, you go to your boo's house, plug that up really quickly, and you don't have to worry about interrupting spontaneity.
If you're still thinking, I know all that. Trust me, things are always changing and evolving. On that note, we have 4. Some strains of gonorrhea are becoming superbugs. Yup, recently in Europe, a drug-resistant strain of gonorrhea popped up. And here in the US, there's only one antibiotic that still works as a cure. And the best way to keep that drug effective is for less people to get gonorrhea in the first place. So yes, using protection is even more a must. Which brings us to number 5. Not using condoms, you should get tested every 3 months.
The problem is that people are in these committed relationships that don't want to use protection. There's no conversation about getting tested, right? So when I have a client that tells me, listen, I'm not going to use preventative services because this is my husband, this is so, I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about regular testing, because that's the harm reduction. That's where I can meet that person at. Okay, you're telling me that you're not going to use these, so then I'm going to tell you that every 3 months that you should be tested. Because, getting tested is really important because you can create a timeline. That's what people fail to realize, So if you were with John and Sam, and that time you had nothing, and then Bob came along in between it. Bob, I'm talking to you. Bob, we have a problem. Because I'd come positive for something. And it wasn't Sam and Joe, because I was fine when I got them. And you're the new guy. Let's have this conversation.
Okay, how many people besides me learned something today? Well, let me know in the comments below, and you can head over to Bedsider's Tumblr page to get more information on what else? Condom negotiation.